Welcome to Cyberpunk 2030 A Better Tomorrow.
Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it.
Harry Potter house are you?
He's got his muffled.
What house are you? Are you a Gryffindor?
Oh, you're
Hufflepuff?
asking me?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't know that was appropriate to Cyberpunk, but okay. I haven't really given it much thought. Gryffindor, how about that?
Right.
Oh, okay. There's an actual test you can take.
That sounds like a cop-out answer, Jerome.
Yeah, it does.
It's harder.
I mean, I did say I wasn't prepared.
Right.
I think he needs to go see him and Dale need to go see the Sorting Hat.
Sure, we'll get right on that.
I will gladly go check out a sword in a hat.
Yep.
All right, so obviously we don't have Callie just yet. She's not quite here. Get that pulled back up. There we go. However, we are back. We are live once again. Ta-da! With more Cyberpunk. And our recap is actually going to be done by Justin, because Justin took notes last time.
Yes.
But before we do, did you guys want to get XP out of the way?
IP. Yes.
Yeah, might as well.
I haven't rolled for it in a while.
No December birthdays? Okay.
No, I think Mike was the only one in our group.
Then Justin, go
Callie
ahead and let rip.
was November, right?
Yeah, I think Kelly was November. I think she was
4.
last month.
So that's 40. And yes, Kelly
And then-
was last month.
And then for
Callie,
Christmas,
I should say. We're not even getting to that yet.
You
Good
have to
grief.
survive the session first.
Yep.
We're like that kid asking for a Red Ryder BB gun.
Right.
It's gonna blow your eye out.
Shoot your eye out, kid.
Yeah, shoot your eye out with that XP.
hey, I shot my brother's eye out. Okay, I didn't shoot my
Ow.
own.
Point blank range.
Oh,
I plead the fifth.
That's what I thought. Yeah, boy.
Does somebody have November's IP?
Not in the notes?
Cat?
I
have
have
posted
Yeah.
it.
plus 140.
140. Thank
Yeah.
you. All right. This is 11/20/24.
So who was doing the recap?
Justin.
I'm waiting for the signal.
Go.
All right. Last session, we started out with an amazing recap from the Incomparable Skulls. Octavia continues her work in the garage. While Cyberpunk installations, she gets some cyberware installations done at the same time. Loverboy goes on his patrols. If you don't know who that is going to be Amore.
That's Amore.
Sam is helping with marksmanship and fighting, while Stolas and afterwards, Stolas and Sam meet up with Hardcase. That's the detective friend of Skulls. We went to Captain Caliente for breakfast at 35th and Northern. He has cute hair. Doesn't want cash, but we'll look into other possible cases throughout Phoenix. Favor was exchanged, and that's going to be Skull's responsibility to take care of that. But more than likely, it's going to be my job to take care of later. We floated the idea of other badges moonlighting as security. We got a maybe. A maybe is better than a no. And we bought breakfast like a couple of bosses, because if you're making contacts, it helps to buy them food. Octavia harasses Skulls about his past for a few minutes. Sam brings up El Jefe and bringing in electricity from Shamrock Farm. Loverboy mentions about the logistics of the process and the cost of it, so that is on the table. We budgeted out our repairs for our vehicles. Visions, trips, and falls. That happened. Everyone saw it happen. Stolas in one of the longer shots emails Tremir's team to see if she's going to be in town, and maybe that's the reason the vampire kids are running around being stupid. Ghost chills with the Russians singing in the road. The discussion continues about expanding to the east, and we have no update on Mary May, the sentient cyborg from from the Wild West land. Maybe she got reprogrammed so she acknowledges the truth of everything going on. Who knows? We'd have to reach out to Syntax for that. In a new possible way of making money, in slowly developing into a proper criminal organization, we're looking at a nightclub. We throw around a lot of ideas about who the Vampy Boy is. Bum, 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 and a car pulls up. Quinn's referred a man wearing red and black to Maryville. Stolas gets paranoid and tries to confirm with Bench Press. She can't confirm if it's anyone, but, you know, the Quinns are a big gang and all. Refers to Loverboy's demeanor as awfully official for the combat zone. Boston immigrant by way of Ireland on the run from somebody. And he is a nomad whose clan collapsed. Loverboy hits up a dive called the Steel Spur. Alliteration tonight, it's killing me. Taking a look at the boards, Skulls gets a call from Rusty, and he has a business proposal about medical assistance at a 50-50 split. They exhume a body. Stolas and Loverboy check out the possible nightclub, and Stolas thinks that it could work. It needs a little bit of renovation, and we still need a lot of booze to run it.
Okay,
And that was a recap from last week.
Alrighty.
Are you taking a re-roll?
What's that?
That's a re-roll there for you, sir.
Yes, it is.
What? Who did that? Shame on you.
He gave himself a. Oh.
I know, right? I thought we weren't allowed to give ourselves re-rolls.
You're not.
Wasn't that the rule?
That is.
Or is that a storyteller
that
privilege?
was a rule that I gave unto you, not a rule
Correct.
that I gave unto me.
Aha. As every storyteller will tell you, I get to decide. You get to abide.
In the famous words of Brittany, rude.
But effective.
Sure enough. So, all right. Well, so we're back in game at this point. It is the next night. Oh, pardon me. It's been a long day today. The next night
Yes, it
from
has.
the events of last game. What the heck? We'll say it's 2. Just for
Okay, Dave.
kicks. There we go. That's what it's for. And I will get you guys in just a second. I'm pulling something up.
Yep.
Editing. What is this?
Okay, that's.
That is not what I wanted for this game. Neither is that. Okay. Hey, what's going on, Diminutive Demon? Welcome back. As they would say on the TV show, welcome back, Mr. Kata. And let me get my Cyberpunk notes up. Yoink. Okay, so, let's see.
CPU rolls. Okay.
Oh, awesome. A whole bunch of stuff that can't be displayed. Why is that?
Did you click into your Zamitzi folder?
No. I think it has to do with the file that Steven sent over. It looks like it has images in it. It doesn't want to display it, so let me save it as something.
He did not deny having a Zamitzi folder. I just want to point that out for everybody.
Let's see. We're done.
P.S. Jerome, you're kind of quiet to me.
No, I'm not.
It was
Okay.
So just turn me up then.
But
dial
that
it up.
means I have to turn up everybody else too. I've already got
No,
them
you just
down halfway.
you just click on him, and
yeah,
it brings
he's
up
already
a.
max.
No. Yeah,
Oh,
for some reason my audio actually adjusted for some reason. Hold on. Yoink. That should be much better.
That is much
wow!
better.
There with my eardrums.
Much better. Thank you.
All right.
Shelley.
Turn everybody else back up.
It's-
I can
Even
feel
dials
the
the
blood.
volume
I
down
can
by
feel the blood
50%.
now coming out of him.
Okay, so let me save that as a different file, close it out. Hopefully that will let me see it, because otherwise you're going to have to resend something
The big
else.
file. Okay.
Yep,
I
you
could
have to send
always
something
do-
else.
Yeah.
Because you've got
Big-
pictures in here for something, and it's just not displaying, unfortunately.
Okay. That's on. Yeah, because that would have made your life easy. You'd have been able to look at it and go like, "That's what he's talking about."
Yep.
Okay.
So if you can resend that over to me here soon, but
I'll pop it open and see what I can strip out and send back to you.
well, are they images that have rules in it? Or
No,
what is
they're
it?
not rules. They're
Oh,
just
okay.
of the items.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, then
Just of
I'm
the
not too
items.
worried about that then.
Yeah. Okay. Where is the one list? There it is.
Yeah, so the problem here is that you're using some of the pictures, and it looks like you're relying on the name of it. But if the picture can't be displayed, I have no idea what it is. So,
Yeah, I'm
for
working on it.
example, Chromebook 3, quantity 1, full mod package if possible. What is it? The picture cannot be displayed.
Yeah.
Whoops.
So,
Yep. I'm working on it.
okay, cool. So, yeah, if you just adjust that, let me know. All right. So, Sam, you have had work. So don't sweat that. You have done your due diligence there for 2 nights.
Oh, good. They're not gonna fire me
Right.
again.
Again, yes. That is a key point. That has happened, yes.
I blame the dinosaurs.
Makes sense.
So let's start off with skulls then.
Okay.
So what are you kicking your day off with?
Let's see. Well, so I take it then,
And
Rusty.
are you staying at your place, or are you staying at in Maryvale?
Maryvale.
Okay.
At this point, yeah, he's moved over to Maryvale at this point.
Okay.
So then, since last time, Rusty was getting ready to like head on over. Did she make it here? Did we get her stuff
Yes.
set up in the clinic and all that?
Mhm.
Okay.
You sure have.
So then she was also asking for us to exhume that body so that she could take a look at it as well. The victim of the vampire attack we had
Mhm.
recently buried. So I guess we'd be cleaning him off and then redoing another autopsy to see if she can come up with anything.
Right. So after you guys have done, this is in the 2 days time frame. After you've accomplished that and gotten the body back, now remind me again, what was it specifically you guys were looking for?
So at first, Skulls had found out that it didn't look normal, but Rusty apparently wanted to see if she could find if there was anything else, if there was like some sort of debris or meds used or something.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. So, she didn't find anything out of the ordinary as far as meds are concerned. Much like you didn't find anything like that. Obviously, there were some, but they're trace amounts. It's not like it was the individual was actually hyped up on anything. If anything, it was probably residual from some other time before.
Got it.
There were there were obviously some signs of a struggle with the body. And she did indicate that she managed to find trace amounts of a disease that, like a virus that she couldn't identify. And she would tell you that she's seen this before. She just has no idea what it is.
Okay. Skulls would ask, like, what situation has she seen this before? Like a different vampire-esque type of attack somewhere, or something different?
She says, well, how much of the deets do you really want?
I mean, whatever you think might be helpful. Does any of it relate to what we've got going on here in Maryvale, or is it a completely different situation?
She says, okay, well, I mean, I was installing some specific cyberware in a customer, down there.
Got it.
And she says, I typically run a blood check just to make sure that, where if I'm operating near some artery, I don't get splashed with their blood and then have to worry about, potential bloodborne diseases, that sort of thing.
Sure.
And then that's when I picked this up. And I guess this guy is, that guy was big on clubbing.
Okay. Huh.
So I just assumed it was something that had like a rare form of disease that has been passed around or something. I mean, it probably is. It doesn't register per se.
Was the guy you were working on showing any symptoms? Like, could you tell what this virus does?
I mean, other than he looked a little pale, like recommended iron.
Okay. You're you're starting to make me a little superstitious here, Rusty. Because
really, why is that?
We're dealing with a vampire attack, which not one to believe in that sort of thing, but like pale. There's a disease in the blood.
Well, I mean, we did tell you to get some garlic.
Don't tell me you're believing in that stuff. Come on now.
And she's like, just saying.
All right.
She says, "Have you heard of I think it's called hemophilia or hold on a second, I need to look the word up again. I just had it. Where are we at? It's down here. That's gonna be it. Crap. I don't want to completely stop the game while I try to look this up. Unfortunately, the PDF I have is all scanned images and not actual text, so I can't search it like I can normal ones. Okay, well, she gives you the name of some type of, it's not a disease per se, but it is what it essentially what it is it's a like a mania. Like basically somebody believes they have to feed on blood to survive.
That is Renfield syndrome, I believe.
We'll call it that.
Okay.
It's appropriate enough.
Cool.
It just the word that was used that I had was hemo.
Oh, okay.
Something or other.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I mean, she says, are you taking the superstition out of it? Have you thought that maybe it's that? Some cycle of things?
Sure, but boy, he was drained. I mean, you see how he is. This is how we found him, minus the dirt from the grave, of course. But, I mean, drinking that much blood, typically that's going to make most people vomit if you take in that much at once, unless he's storing it for later, I guess, or she's storing it for later. We're not even sure. We're just assuming that it's a guy. It could even be more than one person for all we know. But
So why don't we put on our tinfoil hats and maybe not rule out cultists?
yeah. I was just hoping we could find something that would lead us to him, but yeah, I guess that was a little overzealous. All right. I mean, not much else we can do other than watch for this guy at night, because that's when they strike.
True. So are we going to just drive a stake in this guy and rebury him? I'm trying to be accommodating here.
Right. No, right. You know what? I mean, sure. Does it matter? Can I get a piece of plastic rebar? I don't even. Do I need some
No,
holy
you're supposed
water?
to have
I don't
wood,
even know.
right? And I mean that kind of wood, Doc. Get your mind out of the gutter.
I'll go find some wood. Goes and finds a.
So she opens up like one of your drawers. It's got spare parts in it. She's like, "You don't have to go far."
Yeah.
So let's have some.
So he goes ahead and sees about just kind of pounding it through the heart just for good measure. He takes his time just to make sure it actually happens.
Okay. So you get basically like a mallet or something, and get some sort of like, I don't want to say wood shards, but probably like a piece of a broken chair or something, and just
sure. Yeah.
And as you're doing that, you know, the noise is attracting like some people outside the shop, and they're just kind of like looking like, and they see you driving wood, into some guy's chest.
Curtains, Doc. Curtains.
Dang it. I need an air conditioner rather than keeping the door open. No, mind me. Us. Just standard procedure. Close the door. One final pound. Bam! There we go. Okay, that's far enough in. So then he just works on then seeing what he can do about getting the body reburied.
Yeah, so you guys are able to get the body reburied. No problem.
And he gets on comms. All right, so Rusty and I took a closer look. She found a trace amount of a strange kind of rare viral particle that she's only seen once before. Don't know what all it does other than maybe makes people pale in complexion. But yeah, I know it's all in line with the mythos, but we couldn't find anything else regarding the body. So take that with a grain of salt or garlic or whatever, I guess.
Hey, Doc.
Yeah.
You should find a church, invest in a small amount of holy wafers.
You know.
And if this is, I'm just trying to be helpful, but if we have a sharp enough blade, we could just cut off their heads, put holy wafers in their mouth, and put them back in the ground.
I prefer just, one to the head, two to the chest, but maybe I'm just old school and more practical. There's no way we're dealing with the actual myth, okay? This person's just a weirdo, and everything's just kind of lining up. I'm telling you.
Skulls, think about some of the places we've been, and then rethink your last statement.
Are you telling me that actual vampire? Come on now. I mean, there was technology involved where we were before. I get there was dinosaurs, but I mean, come on.
So as
Skulls.
she can hear
Skulls.
she can
You
hear
said
your
it.
side of the conversation, Skulls. Obviously, she can't hear like everybody else's or whatnot.
Yeah.
So just as somebody's coming in to have something looked at, she takes her hair and then pulls it out like that, and then looks at you, and she's all, vampires.
Maury goes, Skulls.
Yeah.
What do you want to make a bet that someone was experimenting with weaponizing a person?
Possible. I mean, it could be one of a bunch of different conspiracies, honestly, with like what you just said, with things that we've gone through. We haven't gotten enough data, unfortunately, and there wasn't enough of whatever it was in this guy for us to figure out what's going on.
Okay, so what you just told me is the next victim we need to pull a biopsy from almost instantly.
If possible, unless we can catch this guy first. I mean, that's preferred, obviously, but yes, I don't have any more clues. The trail is run cold, medically speaking.
Okay, so, but you should be prepared for that. Maybe set up a kit that we can hand out to people that are on the night squad so that if we come across another body, they can just take the ample, do what they need to do, and we'll have the sample we need.
Okay. Yeah. I can run into town and maybe get a few. Or no, Rusty might have a few extra hypos. Yeah, that should work. Get that. Okay. Yeah, I'll get some kits together and see what we can do.
Okay, sounds good to me.
And worst comes to worst, we can always just set them afire. Doesn't fire always work in the books, anyways?
No.
Anyway, yeah, I'm going to work on that.
Okay.
So yeah, Skulls goes and works on creating a few rapid test kits.
Okay. And the
All right.
test kit, testing for what specifically?
At least getting like a blood sample and maybe a quick like tissue sample. So like a
sampling
hypo
kit
that
then.
can. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, okay, sure. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
I thought you were setting up something specific so it could test on the spot. No. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys have got the gear for it. And I got your thing. The data wall and code gate thing. Obviously, that's you can get it, but it's not really going to be something that comes into gameplay. Because,
I didn't know if I just needed to do it to say that we did the deterrent.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just letting you know so that way, because net running, of course, is
it's not anything we're doing, but itself. I didn't want to go. We ignored the possibility. I'd rather put it in there and say we did the basic and then not have to worry about it.
Let's see. Oh, I see. You've got some side notes here as to where it's supposed to be going. Okay. You said Chromebook 2 for the other one. Okay. Still looking at it.
Yeah, no problem.
But just letting you know, it did come in. I'm just giving it a final check to make sure that everything's okay.
No, I didn't really expect a whole lot this evening, Jerome, so I'm not horribly worried about it.
Cool. Okay. So what are Visions and Octavia doing?
Visions is going to go try and find I think a couple of sessions ago we were looking for a bulldozer or something to help move clear the streets open. Visions is looking for one that's like on the side of the road that we could rebuild.
Okay. Definitely not going to find something like that. Not on the side of the road.
Darn.
Stuff like that would have been like taken by the city for repurposing. There's a lot of stuff in that if you've got some resources that they could definitely reuse. However, Shadow Mountain Clan does know a guy who knows a guy who can get you one.
Ooh, okay.
And it works.
How much?
Because you know what? I'll tell you what. Rather than just give you a price,
Yeah.
do you have family?
No.
I don't. Yeah, you don't.
No.
Okay. And you don't have family in general. Okay. Why don't you give me? Here we go. Why don't you give me a? You know what? Let me take a look at the. No, I think I know what that is, but let me take a look at it nonetheless. It's not a persuasion check, but it's gonna be close. There's my book. Okay.
There we go.
Okay, that makes sense. Looking at that, that's not going to be appropriate. Okay, so let's go with an empathy and persuasion. Effectively, you're just trying to give your best puppy dog eyes.
Okay.
Not so much like you're haggling, you're just trying to plead to the court, effectively.
Pleading to the court with an 11.
Ooh. Okay. So you are quote unquote family.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously they're not going to leave you out in the cold. If you can give their contact 7K in eddies, they can smooth the rest of it over and probably get that delivered.
Oh, awesome. Okay. I guess I need to talk to the boss then, and he'll get on comms and be like, Amore, can I borrow 7,000 eddies?
Amori clicks on and goes, "It's time for us to do a face-to-face. Where would you like to meet?"
At the garage.
Excellent choice. All of my favorite people meet me there. So Amori stops whatever he's doing and wanders over to the garage.
Yeah. Wherever Visions was, he makes his way over to the garage. And
so Amori effectively was back at his apartment with Ghost. So probably it would have taken him about a half hour to get there. So
okay.
Not a big deal, but just letting you know, like he's coming from east to west.
Okay. Yeah, and when Amori walks in, it says it's afternoon abroad this time.
At this point, yes.
Yeah.
Octavia would be there as well, probably finishing up the vehicle.
Well, actually, Octavia was going to be working on her new bike. She is working on making some custom holsters for her new guns to go on her bike. So as she is riding, if she has to, she could just reach down and pull them out. Boom, boom.
Okay, so vehicle is not completely finished. Go ahead and roll. At this point, it's going to be tech and probably basic tech.
Okay. I had to think about what I was supposed to roll. It's been a while. Okay. $23.
Okay. So you have pulled out some scrap metal from around the neighborhood at this point, and have kind of repurposed that so you can make. They're not pretty because you don't really have the paint for it or the ability to go to that level of customization just yet, but they are effective. You have got what would be like some string right now to help keep them in place as needed, and like two metal brackets where you can slide them in safely, so that way it'll keep them from just flying out.
Yeah, so once she's done with that,
unless you're trying to do jumps.
Yeah. So she will, once she's done with that, then she'll go back to the rig. She just needed a break.
That's fine. At this point, Amori is showing up for his FaceTime with Visions.
Or he comes in and goes, "How you doing, Vision? You're looking good. Look at all that color in your face." Wraps his arm around him and goes, "Why don't you walk with me this way?"
Okay. All right.
Maury's gonna look at Vision and says, "It was nice knowing you."
Yeah.
Walks towards the back and goes, "So, tell me, Vision, what am I spending 7,000 eddies on?"
A bulldozer.
A bulldozer.
I was talking to the Shadow Mountain clan, and they know somebody who can get us a bulldozer for 7,000 eddies.
Alrighty. So, this is the way this plays, my good friend. I'm going to give you 8,000 eddies. You're going to give their contact 500 more than what you were told to. And then you're going to take the other 500 and give it to whoever arranged the deal.
Okay.
Now, why are we doing it?
To make contacts. Be
No,
friendly.
because nothing comes free, and we want everyone to understand that we understand that while they may be doing us a favor, that doesn't mean that we don't feel that we can't do more than the minimum.
Okay.
It's easy to do the minimum.
Understood. All right. Well,
I hope so.
This is great. Well, he's going to get back on the phone then immediately and be like, "Okay, I got the money. Where do we meet?"
Roy just walks away shaking his head.
Okay. They tell you that they'll make the arrangements to have somebody haul it out to that location, and you just pay them when they show.
Oh, okay. And the person that made the deal, who is that person? Just a random person in the clan, or?
Nope. Let me get the my notes pulled up. Well, that's why am I in that folder? That's silliness. Okay, let me get back over here. Hold on. It's in completely the wrong game. There we go. So that was
It reminds me I haven't called.
Tunnel Rat.
Tunnel Rat. All right. So he'll get on the phone with Tunnel Rat and say, "Hey, I just want to thank you for everything. Here's 500 eddies for, patching us through and helping Maryville get the bulldozer."
Oh, well, thanks, man. That's not a problem. We're just looking out for family. Whatever you need the bulldozer for. But sure, yeah, no problem.
Awesome. Thanks, Tunnel Rat. And he'll let him go. And so is Amori still here? Or did he are you still at the garage, or?
You can stick your head out and see him walking around.
Oh, okay. So he'll go up to Amori and be like, "All right, I was talking to Tunnel Rat, and I did as you said and gave him 500 because he facilitated everything. And when they bring the bulldozer over is when we'll pay the other."
Amori just looks over you and smiles and goes, "Don't get robbed."
Yeah. I mean, this is family, right? So we shouldn't be getting robbed.
Oh, I wasn't worried about family robbing you.
Oh.
You're in Maryvale, son. It's only as safe as we make it.
True. Yeah. Well, yeah, that's about it. Did you need help with anything?
Not that I'm aware of yet, but give it 15 minutes. I'm sure someone will speak up.
All right. Yeah, I'll go and help Ocho over there with the monster.
Yeah, we got to get around to doing a test drive and firing a round off, making sure everyone can do their appropriate work.
Nice.
You guys are going to hear a big clatter and her cursing.
What did you do? And he's gonna like run over.
Maury doesn't even turn around. Just
Are
been
you
there.
okay?
You're going to see her
Just look-
sprawled out on the ground,
Oh,
and
shit.
one of the tall toolboxes tipped
Don't-
over, and tools everywhere.
Maury just
Were
looks
you-
up at the sign and goes, "At least it's not the sign."
Well, Visions is gonna definitely check on Ocho to see if she's okay, like breathing. Is anything broken? I don't have first aid or anything, but
No, she wouldn't have broken anything.
okay. I mean, as long as a
Turned
bone
around,
isn't sticking out.
The it wasn't where it's supposed to be. She wasn't expecting it to be there.
Okay. Well, he'd help you up to your feet. Make sure you're okay. You doing all right? What happened?
Somebody moved the toolbox and didn't put it back. Is that you?
Wasn't me. I was talking to Amore.
Just
Yeah,
gonna get on the comms. Has anybody been in the garage using the tools lately?
Yeah, you, I thought.
Just you.
I think you're getting what's that called? In your old age, forgetful in your old age.
Wasn't Stolus's giant rat scene last humping its way in there?
Stolus has a rat.
Yeah, in his pants.
Oh, that. Oh.
I don't know. Somebody left out one of the toolboxes. Just a reminder: if you guys come in and use the tools, I don't care. They're there for use, but just make sure you guys put things back, please.
Maybe it was a ghost.
What if it was the vampire and you
Oh,
were the
no.
next
Stop it.
victim?
No, this is how it starts. This isn't. Ah, jeez.
The vampire's here.
Oh, hey! Speaking about vampire, their skulls. How did it go with the dead body?
Yeah, I mean, kind of ran into a dead end. All we managed to find is remnants of a weird virus that Rusty has seen in a client before, but don't really know what it does. Don't know what it means.
Huh? Weird.
What kind of virus?
Just bloodborne.
Wait, you said you don't know what it does.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know exactly like how it affects people. One of the symptoms might be a paler complexion, but we don't
Maury's
really know.
going to chime in and go like, people,
Mm-hmm.
in case you forgot, the bioplagues weren't that long ago, so maybe you shouldn't be talking where your lips can be read.
Well, unless they're standing right next to this toolbox, they can't read my lips.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the other people whose locations are where people can see them. And it goes for everyone. When we get into topics like this, you need to think about what you want, because we've had instances where things we talked about somehow became public knowledge. And so every once in a while, Omori gets to be the bad guy and go, talking about possible bioplagues probably isn't a good thing to do over the comms.
Okay, Daddy. So skulls.
Yeah.
Do you think that this is what maybe be turning them into a vampire?
No, it's not a. People, what's going on with Maryvale? Okay, you know what? It's not a vampire.
Oh, I
Some weirdo.
I can see the
Pretending.
scream sheet now. Maryvale vampire.
No,
Oh, Sam could do an expose on it.
Yeah.
Sam, do not do an expose on that.
We could do some kind of a tourist destination.
Yeah.
Like a special engagement, party thing.
Come see the
Like
vampire.
one of those horror movies.
What's that chick Stoles was talking about?
You mean, yeah, Tremere.
No. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't she like related to one?
She's
Related to one what?
and she's a musician who very much leans into the vampire aesthetic.
So she
And-
she practices sanguinea, is what you're saying?
I don't know if she actually practices it.
Why not? You're one of her fans. Why don't you know?
I'm a colleague. I
Oh.
admire her work from a professional standpoint.
Oh, really? That
You
wasn't the
have
impression any
colleagues?
of the rest of us had.
I can
Jerome,
be both. Anyways,
would I know if she practices the lifestyle?
You could certainly give it a general knowledge check.
I didn't know you had colleagues.
there's a lot of musicians and rocker boys and girls out there. But no.
But that would imply that
it
you
would-
have friends.
Wow.
Oh my!
It would probably be one of her fans. It probably
You know
wouldn't be
what?
her.
He throws pretty good parties. So
Yeah. Actually.
Yeah, the
I
bulldozer.
have a lot of
When is
associates.
that going to be here?
It'll be here tomorrow.
Good.
Oh, all right, great.
Jerome 18.
18. It's not a continuous thing, but yes, it is something that she has done at like big concerts, which has, of course, drawn the ire of the church. So, the Catholic Church specifically, it's still around.
Guys, she does. I mean, I have seen her do it sometimes at a show. I don't know if it's for real or like, staged.
Clearly, it's for show and to get people to talk about it. I mean, come on.
I don't know, Doc. There's some creepy people out there.
No, I know, and it could very well be some weirdo who has a psychological problem where they feel the need to drink it. But does that
Or
make
he's a
them
vampire.
I'm with Skulls on this one. I think it's just some psycho out there running around trying to be like either Tremere or they get hard doing it because they're an idiot.
There you go.
Oh, whatever.
Worst
You
comes
guys
to
need to
worst,
read
we
more
need to
books.
state the guy and we set him on fire. And by the way, Skulls, just to point it out,
Mhm.
if you take anybody through the heart, they're going to die.
Yeah. Right.
So
Yeah, I
it won't
know
matter
that.
if they're a supernatural vampire or if they're just an idiot.
I so wish they knew that you put a stake through a dead body.
Anyway, I'm gonna go walking around, see if I can finally find this jerk so we can stop talking about vampires.
Okay. I'm gonna finish the beast. We're almost done. Do we have any jobs coming up, Amori?
He just kind of looks over. Has my shipment arrived?
Yes.
Oh no, I'm talking at her.
Your shipment.
Then we don't have any jobs.
What shipment?
The stuff
Maury just turns around and walks away.
Whoa, wait, dude. What shipment?
Never mind. Obviously, you're not interested. It's okay. I understand the vehicle is your only concern along with your motorcycle. It's okay. It'll be good. I'll make sure everyone else gets their toys and you won't have to worry.
She's
Night-
gonna look at. Oh, you mean our
City.
stuff?
Yeah.
No.
I just
Well,
said
the
every time.
other stuff that was in with the stuff.
Anyhow, you just,
Yeah.
You can hear him laughing over the comps.
Yeah, and she's just looking at Vision like he has two heads.
All right, hey, let's get these tools picked up and let's get back to work on the beast.
And Amori, based on what Jerome just said, just kind of walks over towards where the Russian shop is.
Okay. 1 second.
No problem.
Okay, so you go walking back over there. There's some people kind of coming in and out of the area. They have Russian style scop dogs, like a little vendor set up right out next to the pawn shop.
Cool.
It looks very Mexican-ish in a sense. Like if you go to some of these carnicerias, sometimes they'll have like the grill set up like right out front, and they'll have like food. Basically, they're cooking their own food there, but you can go inside and shop for whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same concept, but oddly enough, it's a scop dog vendor that has like additional, like
side dishes,
kraut and side dishes that are appropriate for like Russia, as well as a pawn shop. So,
knowing good publicity when I see it, Amori instantly slides over and gets himself a kraut dog.
Okay.
Comments on how tasty it is, manages whatever it tastes like to get it down, and strolls inside.
All right, so you do that. Take off €2 for the goods, and you walk in. There's like 2 other people in here, kind of browsing around, looking at their at the wares that they have available. And he says, "Hey, my friend, come forward. We have things for you."
Excellent.
And so he motions you to the back, and like you don't go like directly in the back, but like right behind the counter, and one of his guys just starts bringing out like boxes upon boxes of crap that you ordered.
And Amori just starts laughing, and he goes, "Hey, Vision.
Yes.
Grab your vehicle
and
slide it over here."
Okay. On my way. And he'll get in his vehicle, which I'm not sure what that is. It might be in the old notes. Let's take a look.
That's okay. I'm about to overload it, whatever it is.
It's a Galena Gecko. Thornton Galena Gecko.
Yep.
All right. Yep, so he'll pull that around to the back and open up the rear.
Okay. Are the cycles there?
Was that on your list?
Yeah, there were 2 of them by Brennan. One was a courier, and the other was a heavy hitter cycle to escort the courier cycle.
So the Brennan Hermes courier motorcycle. Where's the other one on that list? Oh, down at the bottom. Okay.
Yeah.
And the Brennan.
That's because of the picture issue.
Yeah. And then the Brennan. Oh, I see. You did. Wait a minute. No, that's a weapon. Never mind.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. They would be there as well. Just obviously not in boxes.
Yep. Okay. So you pull around. Amori's got about 14, 15, 16 boxes. It's hard to tell. And 2 motorcycles sitting in the back.
Okay, so we're gonna have to make another trip for the motorcycle.
They do have red bows on
them.
Yeah.
Aww. I mean, top-notch service.
Yep, and we're going to take all this stuff back to the container park where we have our office and storage, and Amori's going to put a lock on it, and that's where it's going to stay till everyone's ready.
Fair enough.
So we slide it all into the containers on the lot, slide the bikes in there.
Okay.
With their little bows, and and then Amori will say, "Vision, you just kind of stay here. Hey, Doc, why don't you come on by?" I've got a few things for you.
Oh, all right. Be there in a bit. Goes ahead and heads on over.
Okay.
So you get in there, and Murray goes, I did a little shopping and spent a little money. One of the things I have, as he takes out what looks to be a half-sized freezer, is a limb preservation and transportation unit.
Ooh.
Very nice.
I also managed to come across some trauma drugs, which you can use for mortal wounds. I'll post it into the chat later on.
Got it.
Okay. And something for the office. And then he goes and he pulls out from the back what looks like a small generator. And until we have power hooked up, he said, here's something for your stuff that needs some power. It's
Good
it's a small generator, and it's specifically marked for your medical unit. All righty. Then, let's see here. Well, I'm not done with you yet. Then he's going to dig back in, and there's boxes here that obviously are newly arrived. I have a DNA scanner here somewhere, and a blood tester, and a retina scanner, but that's for the sheriff. Wait, okay, so he gives you a DNA scanner, a blood scanner, and he goes into another box and opens it up and takes out some strip tape binders. Useful for keeping people still. Won't work on the Borgs, but it'll work on the guys.
Okay.
And I came across a case of skin foam.
Not bad, not bad.
And I think that's all of your gifts.
Well, thank you very much, Santa Claus.
Wow.
Really appreciate it.
Christmas came early.
And then he goes, Sammy, where are you, sweetheart?
What's going on?
It's Christmas.
I'm giving people their surprise gifts.
Okay. Where are you?
I'm at the trailer park, our little office complex with the trailers.
Okay, be right there. And I'll make my way over there.
Okay.
You make your way over there, and you see Doc trundling away with various items, and Vision sitting there with his car.
What's all this?
Step into my office.
Okay.
You'll like it, for real.
You're making me very nervous.
Skull's got a bunch of cool stuff. You'll be fine.
You step in, and you see Amori is sitting on one of two motorbikes. And there's all types of crates sitting there. So, you've been having some problems with some of your equipment, I know. So, one of the things I picked up while I was out was a gun camera. So, whatever you're pointing your gun at, he gives that to you. And I know that sometimes communications is an issue. So, I came across a backpack satellite uplink.
Ooh.
It's a little on the heavy side, but you'll be much more, what's the word I want to think of? Efficient in relaying your stories in a timely manner.
This is fantastic.
And
I can
because
even do some of this from here instead of my apartment.
And because I know that you're one of those discerning individuals, I came across a poison sniffer on a good discount, and I want you to have it.
Oh, thank you. Feliz Navidad to you too. Sam will hug him, actually.
Alrighty, and let's see here. We got a ways to go yet. And Kelly isn't here, so she doesn't get to find out about her bike. Alrighty, now, let's see. We're going to go with there we go. And now I need to give Osho a surprise. So he gets on the line and he goes, Osho, can you come over to the office complex for a second?
Yeah, sure. Give me a moment. Let me put some stuff away and I'll be right over.
Okay.
So about 10 minutes later, she shows up.
Okay. So you walk in and see Maury's sitting on one of two motorbikes. There are boxes and crates opened all over the place.
Yeah, her eyes go straight to the motorbikes. Whoa, ho, ho, ho. Whose are these?
Oh, they're for the motorcycle courier division we're going to be opening up.
Really?
Yes. You know, the way to fill in the time, run hot courier loads between locations. One is a courier bike. It will obviously go faster than the escort vehicle for all the obvious reasons. The other is a lot heavier and a lot better armored and armed, and is meant to deter those from going too far after the escort vehicles. So, but yes, in any case, a lot of stuff fell off the back of the truck when I was shopping. And one of them happens to be a remote operated weapons setup.
A remote operated?
Yeah, it's a remote weapons station. It was a little on the expensive side, but I need for it to go up and replace what we have at the top of the garage.
Oh, you want it on top of the garage? Okay.
Yep, because we've been putting people up there and they got to go up and down. So I acquired the station and we can fit it for whatever seems appropriate. But I also got the link. And let's see, I don't think I have. Oh, and while he's doing that, he goes, damn it. I knew I forgot to give Sam. Sam, come back in here.
No takebacks.
Okay. And he takes out another little box. He goes, this is a voice mask.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
I have no idea why you might need it, but while I was reflecting on all the things we didn't have, it occurred to me that you might appreciate it more than anyone else.
I can definitely make use of this. Thank you very much.
Cool.
And then he scrounges around and gives Osho some strip tape binders. They're for immobilizing. They only work on people. They don't work on Borgs. We only have one set of Borgs restraints.
Okay.
And
don't know who I would use it on, but okay.
Oh, just think about the child. And that pretty much, I don't think well, no, Stoll's already got his gift from me. He's getting a place. Never mind. I already paid for that one too. So there's still boxes of stuff sitting there that he just doesn't open.
Oh. Okay. You know, I have an extra bike since you are putting together a brigade. I was thinking of giving my old bike and teaching Visions how to ride. Since you have two there, that would give us 4 people on bikes.
Well, that wasn't my real intent. My real intent is to do hot courier service that requires very fast, very well-armed vehicles to go from A to B in an incredibly short amount of time.
Oh, my old bike is.
And the people have to be hot.
And
yeah, and we're going to recruit a separate team to run that.
Oh, okay. So it's not going to be any of us.
Smart.
You just kind of, would you want to get on a bike that had to be from A to B in the city of Phoenix, and you knew you were going to be attacked?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
And she's gonna take what he gave her, and she's gonna just kind of skip out.
They're for one purpose only, and that's what they're good for. But yes, I figure we'll bring on 2 more employees.
Yeah.
And
so as she passes Vision, she'll give him a high five.
Turn high five.
And
Yeah.
I'm serious about the bike. If you want the bike,
I'll take the bike. And yeah, sure. How much?
no,
Oh, for free?
we're a family.
Right on.
I'll
Okay.
teach you how to ride it.
All right.
Sam, as you're
Sounds like
standing
a
there,
deal.
you notice Maury waits till everyone's kind of distracted, and then he walks over with 2 about 10 by 12 by 4-inch boxes. And he just kind of discreetly sets them down in your pile of stuff. And he goes, one's got 20 mini mics in it with a battery life of a month. And the other's got 20 tracer bags in it that are only good for a week.
I can definitely use these too. 2 weeks, you said? 1 week.
Yep, one's 20 tracer bugs, good for a week, and a range of 10 kilometers.
And the mics last a month.
Battery life of a month, and they're fiber optic. I'll post it to you. Jerome's already got it all, so I don't, but.
Okay. Cool.
And then Maury sits down and wanders out and gets himself some street caffeine, and goes, "Yep."
It's a good day.
Well, we've been lacking some things, and I decided to address the more obvious issues. And I figured, you have your boss is going up in the world, and I wanted you to be able to get from point A to B. So I figured, if you learned how to ride a bike, the courier bike is almost untouchable unless you can do 120 and match it.
Might be worth learning.
But I wouldn't want to hit a bump at that speed.
All right.
So anyhow, there you go, people. And it came at the right time. It's almost Christmas. Out of game.
Yay.
Hooray.
Hooray, beer.
It is Christmas in July.
Excellent.
So, Sam, what are you doing at this point outside of collecting the loot?
I think I would go say hi to Rusty.
Okay. So as you go walking into the little med doctor's office that that has been set up here, actually looks way more efficient now that Rusty is here, because obviously there's somebody that's there all the time, and Skulls is out doing something. And just as you come walking in, she slaps some guy on the back of his shoulder, and she says, "Okay, so take 2 of those a day for a week." She says, "Don't, you're going to be tempted to scratch it. Don't." And she says, "Once you're done with that regimen, you should be good to go." And he's like, "Thanks, Doc. Were you guys really like hammering something into somebody's chest?" And she says, "Oh no, heavens no! You were looking at an emergency tracheotomy with a steak knife." And he stops and he thinks about that because it sounded like official, and then he goes, and he just kind of turns and walks out and and leaves. Like just the more he tried to work it through his head, the worse it sounded.
So Sam will walk in and then just kind of hop up on the counter if it's clear.
Yeah, no, it's clear. So you hop up there and she says, "Oh, so we taking a little bit off sides today?"
No, I just thought I'd see how it's going. Surprised to see you slumming it here with us.
It's a cure for boredom.
That it is.
Obviously makes it a little bit easier for some of my regular customers to come to. Sure, it's a combat zone, but it's not quite a private location. So I don't always have to move it around. So if I need to be discreet, I can be discreet.
Well, it's cool that we'll be seeing a lot more of you.
Just so long as you're not asking for like autographs or anything, I'd rather not, get in on that.
I would never.
She says, "Okay, so your thoughts? Vampires, fact or fiction?"
Oh, jeez, I don't know. I think it's fiction.
She says, "Well, that wasn't said with so much conviction."
I'm gonna have to wait to get more evidence for coming to a conclusion. And frankly, I think we don't need any kind of hysteria around here, so I'm gonna try and keep it under wraps as long as I can.
So your answer to that is a non-committal, non-convincing maybe?
What do you think, as a medical professional?
She says, "Oh, sure, totally believe in him. Why?"
Oh.
And she just quietly puts on some tinfoil on the top of her head.
So that's like a yes, but really a no?
There you go. She says it's more sarcasm than anything.
How's Sin?
She's good. She is busy with AI.
What do you mean?
Um,
Like
stands for artificial intelligence.
like she's working on something?
Oh, that unit that calls itself Mary May.
Oh, right, her. Yeah, she's still around. That's cool.
Yes, Sin isn't so much a psychologist, so she's more of a clinician where computer work is concerned. So she's trying to probably chipping in for a little bit of that, so she can figure out how to relate. The humies and versus the metal.
It's been a really rough transition for her, Mary May.
You could say that.
Couple hundred years and
Well, she thought it was a couple hundred years.
Flesh would do that.
She certainly thought it was a couple hundred years. So now at this point, the big game is just trying to get her acclimated, I think.
You think what kind of a future do you think she'll have?
she says, I don't really know. She says, I'm not the cyber tech. I think I think the big concern for Syntax is that for what, like, she's trying to scrub her programming to make sure there's no like attempt to try and breach the black wall.
Breach the black. What does that mean?
She's like, oh, you don't know anything. She's like, and you post online?
That black wall, right?
Yes. Is there any
Right.
other black walls?
Scott,
Phrasing.
you
Never
were talking
mind.
about
Yeah,
like
just yeah.
I was thinking about like sleeper agent or something like that. That's where my brain was going.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm sure she's trying to check that out too, like remote access and that sort of thing. But the big concern is the belief is that, you know, AI go haywire and then turn on their overlord masters. And so I think she's just trying to make sure that this isn't a Terminator unit.
That's good.
You're familiar with Terminator,
Good
right?
work. Yes.
Okay. I'm just checking.
Thank you. So, yeah. So, well, okay. Well, I guess I'll see you around then. Yeah.
I will be around.
Cool to have you here.
Yeah. Oh, well. Don't make such a big deal out of it.
All right. Well, good luck.
Well, you too, and you kids, like, go have fun or something.
Thanks. And I will head out and go play with my new equipment.
Okay. So she says, and as you're walking out, she says, are you sure you don't want anything added, like downstairs? Like maybe a little volume or something for your...
Volume?
Well, yeah. And she kind of demonstrates with her hips a little bit, you know.
You know, I haven't had any complaints yet, so
I get it. I'm just asking, you know.
Keep that in mind.
Okay. I'll give you a good deal.
I'm sure you will.
I'll spit my tongue off.
I'm already liking this business relationship. She's a great salesperson.
Oh my.
Oh, and by the way, the gun cam is something that actually attaches to your weapon.
Okay. Yeah, I looked it up on a wiki, and is it the Nikon America Gun Eye camera?
I mean, that's the, like, 2077 is obviously what you're looking
Oh,
at
is it?
at that point, yeah.
Is that 2020?
But it
Okay,
doesn't really specify what brand in the
Yeah,
Chromebook.
it doesn't say a brand.
But it works the same way.
Essentially, yeah. What it does is its internal memory can hold 10 shots to aid in your defense. So basically, like, if it's there in case you want, you either want to take additional footage of you in action, or on the off chance you need it for self-defense. So you've got pictures of what actually happened.
Alrighty.
All right, so Stolas.
While this is all going on, he actually heads back to the new nightclub that's going to be opened.
Okay.
And even though I don't have drawing, he can probably rough out like a simple floor plan.
Sure.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He notates where everything
You're
is.
not trying to. You don't have like engineering or anything, so you're not able to get like the actual square footage. But anybody can really draw. Like, okay, I want this over here. I want that over there. This is kind of what it looks like. Yeah, so you could do that.
Yeah, he is not an artist in that way.
Right.
And then once he gets like the floor plan down, he actually heads back to the base. That way he is not alone because they don't want him to be alone. And he'll make multiple copies of it, and he'll like work out a floor plan that works well. And he will try to. He does. I am probably going to spend points on it now because I didn't even think about anyone having drawing as a skill.
Mm.
But he starts like freehanding some rough ideas for both the club name,
Okay.
maybe some signs that can go up. He will send pictures of it to Bench Press in the meantime.
Okay.
See what she thinks of the space, because the Quins seem to like to party, and
Yes, they do.
and them spending money at our club with how much they spend. Wait, do they spend? No, not asking that right now.
Good idea.
So after you take a picture of your rough sketch and whatnot, she sends something back over with edits, and there's 2 platforms with poles. There's a mechanical bull. With like an area that's like padded for to throw people or whatnot. She has a note there with a question mark. It says spikes.
Well, it depends on the crowd. Have to be retractable.
Are you going for a Coyote ugly feel for this?
It is going to be Coyote. What do you mean, am we going? It's the area you're in, but it has to have the Stolas flavor to it.
So
That's
she
its purpose.
she texts back and she says it needs to be fun. It needs to be vibrant and a little destructive.
Thank you for your input. I appreciate you. And then he'll send some explicit emojis.
Okay.
Then if Amori's still around, he'll show him some of the ideas.
Maury's there. Maury's there till he goes home in the evening. Once he's there, he's there, unless there's a job running. So,
I know my artwork sucks here, but I think having the MS-13 brand like out and in the open will be a good thing. But I haven't settled on a name. Like a name has to be something like you say Silverhand and you imagine Johnny's hand. There's no 2 ways about it. Afterlife, that beautiful sign it's just bam, it's in your head. All of these clubs, like the big Night City clubs, they have something that just it kicks you in the balls, and it says this place. And I haven't figured out what that is yet.
Well, the sign's probably the last thing that's going to go up in any case. So you got plenty of time to take a look at your rocker boy image and how you want to enhance it and what might be useful. Maybe you need to go and play a gig somewhere.
I can work on trying to get another job again. I haven't had a chance to do any any studio play for people because we've been busy.
No, I would take a few to get out there and play again, and get out in the crowd and see what comes up, because sometimes the people supply what you need.
All right. That is added to my to-do list.
And then Stolas, your phone chimes. You got a text.
Did you send it to me privately?
No.
Oh.
No.
What does it say?
No, the text says, and a dunk tank.
Oh, man. I only did dunk tanks once.
I will definitely add that onto my list of things to do. I can probably put out feelers. As far as a studio player goes, I am people know me, so I could probably find a stage gig without too much problem.
And so she sends another text.
What's the text say?
So now there's like a rough sketch of like an additional like half a building attached to it, and it's labeled shark infested water polo.
He'll send back, you know where to get sharks?
And she sends a text. I know a guy.
Just know.
The question is, I have for you, and maybe we need to put it to the entire gang is, do we want someone big to headline it first? Or do we want me to be the first headliner? My ego says I'm big enough.
Stills.
But
Stills, buddy. You're a rocker boy. Be a rocker boy. That's all there is to it. You're our rocker boy, more importantly. So I'm not interested in building a building for someone else's reputation. I built that building for you, not for anyone else.
I was thinking about long term about that first powerful hit. That's all.
I'm not
It's the
concerned
difference
about.
between a 357 and a 50 cal to the chest. Know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying, but I'm not concerned about other people's reps. This is for your rep, not anyone else's.
Gotcha. For once, I'm trying not to think about only myself, which I know I have a reputation for doing.
Stills, I would never accuse you of that. I do plenty of thinking about you. Trust me.
I knew it. All right. Maybe I'll be able to. Some of the folks in the studio plays and the other bands might have a graphics artist. I'll see what I can get out of it.
Okay. This is your department, man. You work it for everything you got, and it'll be good enough. Don't worry about it.
All right. And he'll go back to a corner and he'll start working on something realistic. No Shark Tank. No shark-infested dunk tank. And he will actually message some of the managers who do the studio plays, because there are people you can reach out for doing stuff like that and see if they need him for anything.
Okay.
Been out of town, trying to earn some eddies.
Sure.
They don't need to know that I'm flush with cash right now.
That's fine. So you, so as you're walking back from the building, heading like toward probably the main square or whatnot, you hear from there's that area right there at the southwest corner that has it's not party central per se, but that's where a lot of the vendors seem to pop up as far as like food vendors. You guys have gotten like scop kebabs and scop dogs, that sort of thing. So they've got a couple people there at this point, and one guy has got a radio on. Obviously, it's piping in some music, and as you go walking by, you hear, "Who can it be knocking at my door? Go away, don't come around here no more. Can't you see that it's late at night?"
He'll start singing along with it.
Okay, so men at work. Who can it be now? So at this point, it's evening time. As you have made all of your pending calls and waiting for people to get back to you. Doc, at this point, you're probably closing up the shop at this point. The med lab and or urgent care, whatever you want to call it. You probably want to give it some sort of snazzy name.
Sure.
And some guy comes running in. One of your neighbors, just some random guy, and he says, "There's a big hole in the ground." He's like, just
Oh,
like over like that, like he points over yonder.
if you could lead me to it, yeah, I have a bad feeling. Jeez, yeah. So I have him like take me to where the hole is.
Sure. So he kind of walks through there, and he says some kids were playing and getting ready to go home, and they kicked a ball, I guess, over in this dirt lot. And there's a lot of turned up dirt and a big hole. It looks kind of fresh.
So I go over to the hole. Is it the grave where we put the person? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No. No.
He says,
So-
not to be
The
an
staking
alarmist,
didn't
but
work.
what? He's like, what was this?
Just an experiment. Yeah. Didn't turn out.
Oh, it's not like a
How I thought.
landmine or anything that was over here, right?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No. Yeah, it's nothing dangerous over here. Now, you didn't happen to see anybody around here in these parts, or you said kids were playing in this area?
Yeah.
Are they around here still?
I think they're home at this point. They came running back and getting their parents when their ball fell in here. They got their ball and then ran back.
Shoot. Okay. Good to know. Hey, I appreciate it. Unless you're armed, you might want to be home and don't answer the door for anybody unless you actually know them well. Just FYI.
Sure. And so he went from being pretty sure that everything was okay to suddenly like, all right.
Yeah, sorry to be alarmist here, but I don't know if you've heard, we've had a stalker coming around each night, and I'm wondering if they're digging up bodies now too, or something. They've been attacking people.
And he's like, whoa,
Now
there was a body down here?
There was one body, yeah. So it's looking like somebody's being strange. They're trying to get some material.
Could they have been scavs?
It's possible. We've dealt with them in the area before. I didn't think that they'd actually come back here. But you haven't heard anything or seen anything scav related recently, have you?
I haven't, no, but I mean, I could ask around.
If you could, that'd be great.
That's like super bad news out here.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. And until we get like a decent enough security force patrolling the area, making sure everything's on the up and up, just be careful and let your neighbors be careful, especially at night. Seems like they operate when the sun isn't shining.
Night scavs. Yeah, that doesn't sound good. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna run back. I'll let them know. Thanks.
Appreciate it. And then he's gonna look around and he's gonna see if he can find any clues as to like how this was dug up, what would have happened, and so forth.
How it was dug up.
As far as you can tell, it looks like it was probably dug up with me. I mean, just at first guess, there are clear, clean cuts, around in the dirt. So probably by a shovel.
Okay. No, like blood trails or any type of tracks that are obviously there?
Nothing like that. No.
Okay.
Which means, considering the dirt here is soft, they probably walked really lightly, or it's possible that maybe they had boots that didn't really have tread on them,
right?
All that much, to help not put footprints down.
Okay, I take it the weather right now is clear. It's not like a cloud. Like okay, so so he's then like, I guess weirder and weirder, man. Dinosaurs now. He starts walking away back towards his clinic, and he pops on comms and goes, "Okay, next chapter in the vampire chronicles we got going on here in Maryvale. We have a grave robber. Just
Oh
FYI.
no.
What do you mean, grave robber?
Fellow Maryvalian let me know that some kids stumbled upon the open and now empty grave of the vampire victim, and there's no trace of the body anywhere.
So he became a vampire.
Stop
Yeah.
it! Oh,
Yeah.
why do
Or
I?
zombie.
No,
Or zombie. Or
Don't add
zombie.
in new things.
Oh my gosh! So now we got 2 vampires running around.
Well, either that or a vampire and a zombie.
No.
They're
It
called
really-
Wear your helmet so he can't eat your brains.
That's
Mhm.
not how it. Oh my god.
Maybe I need to
Um,
get one of those metal. Maybe I need to make it like a metal collar for my neck.
Yeah, you know what? Sure, do that, and then wear a cage around yourself like a gerbil and roll around to keep yourself safe, and then click your heels 3 times and say there's no place like home. You people.
Do you think that would work?
That wouldn't work. It's a vampire. It has supernatural strength. It can just rip past the metal.
You can somehow hear the
Oh, I didn't
disdain
think
of
about
him
that.
turning off his comms.
I didn't think about that.
I need to go get one of those tinfoil hats that
Just
Rusty
so-
was
to make this
wearing.
clear, I'm only messing with Doc when I say this stuff. I don't
Oh,
think
I
it's
know.
a
Same-
vampire.
same
I think
here.
It's a Borg.
I'm
You
already
think
just
it's a
fun.
Borg?
Doc's fun to mess with.
It
I'm
has
worried-
to be some type of cyberware issue.
Mhm.
If there were literal supernatural vampires running around, they would have shown up after the corporate wars.
where we go. You guys gotta, you need to give Doc a break because he's kind of feeling guilty about it. In the
About
back of his
something that he
mind,
had no control over?
but he's Skulls, and he feels responsible.
So visions.
Feels?
Yes.
You from where you guys were at the garage at this point, I mean you were still having your conversation over comms and whatnot, but you can hear it's easier to hear at night at this point, but they've obviously got the radio turned up a little bit more for people out, people out and about getting dinner and whatnot, and you end up hearing the radio again is still playing music. And you hear some radio announcer's voice, come on. He's like, 101.5 Pirate Radio.
Oh wow.
And as an FYI, it doesn't happen very often, but that is actually very common in the cyberpunk world. People get on radio stations and do pirate radio as a means to get out the news. And you end up hearing him run down the local who was it? It was wasn't All Foods. It was
Oh,
Biotechnica?
no.
There were 2 food companies. I don't remember either name.
All Foods was one of them.
Yeah, All
Yep,
Foods
All
is one of
Foods.
them.
All Foods is the only one I can think of.
He's right. There was more than one.
Conag.
There you go. Thank you, Conag. So he starts running down some of the less virtuous issues that Conag as a company they tend to do. Some of it typical things like substandard protein and lack of sufficient quality checks, and he ends up the radio announcer ends up commenting that what is it? Hold on one second. Gotta get this pulled back up. I apologize. Yawning a lot. Sunny on the Street. He's basically reiterating an article that she posted on the local Phoenix City Net. About Conag a while back, and basically attacking one of their local corpo execs. And then and he says, but for more on that, stay tuned. And now we're going to be playing another one of your favorites. This was requested by a fan, and here we go. And then you end up hearing, "Pleased to meet you," "Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm a man of wealth and taste. Been around a long, long year. Stole many a man's soul and faith."
Pleased to meet you. Hoped you guessed my name.
Yep.
Well,
What's
that was
puzzling
interesting.
you is the nature of my game.
Oh yeah, Stolas is totally singing along with it.
Okay.
Is it Rolling Stones?
Yep.
Sympathy for the Devil.
Did you guys hear that? I'm famous.
I didn't know you were Rolling Stone.
I got quoted by somebody else's newscast.
Oh, you're Sonny on the Street?
You didn't know that?
I don't know that, no.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that, no.
Where you
Good your
been?
business.
Wow. You learn something new every day.
Lori struggling. Really
I haven't heard
struggling.
anything new about Con Ag though. That's I'm gonna have to poke around.
He'll message Doc and ask him if he's okay. Just send him a text message.
He goes ahead and he's like, he responds, "I'm fine. I'm just trying to stop a murderer." Send.
Okay.
He replies with, "Just poking a little bit. I don't actually believe there's a vampire out there. I think it's probably something cyberware induced."
And he'll go ahead and pop on his comms again and be like, yeah, there's a lot of ignorance. You'd be surprised, everybody, how many people I've talked to in my day who they believe in truly nonsensical things, especially when it comes to medicine, and it gets them in trouble. People who they get the most recent snake oil they hear of, and it either hurts them or it kills them. And sometimes I've got to be the bearer of bad news, saying that, oh, well, you just damaged yourself by taking this medicine that's bupkis. So I'm just, and a lot of people are going to believe this weird vampire stuff. If you tell them something and you're just convincing, they're going to think it's real. It's terrible. So I'm just trying to combat that,
If we were outright malicious, we could always sell anti-vampire rings to them.
And funny as that may be, but
I mean, I've worn a couple rings. I've never been attacked by a vampire or a dragon. So by that evidence, they work.
Yeah, and
You're
that
an
would
idiot.
convince so
Smile,
many people.
Doc. Smile.
I know.
That's a joke.
I know. I hear you. It's anyway.
But haven't they always? I mean, the snake oil and stuff that's been around for. I mean, even before the
Hundreds of
wars.
years.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure.
and so have the beliefs of vampires and boogeyman and. I mean,
Maybe I'm just an uncultured nomad, but I figured that in the age of cyber technology, we'd finally get past this superstition. But boy, people just fall
are you
for
kidding?
it. Well,
I don't think you'll ever get past the superstition.
yeah.
I mean, that one guy down the street, Did you see how many crosses he has in his place?
Oh. Well, yeah.
I have a question for you, Jerome.
Yes.
Did the Bulls actually? Because you said the big switch happens in the '90s. Did the Bulls have their like dynasty in the mid '90s?
Probably, yeah.
He'll say, superstitions have been around for a long time in a lot of different things. Michael Jordan was quoted for wearing his North Carolina Tar Heels shorts under his Bulls uniform every single game, and he ran a dynasty in the '90s for the Chicago Bulls. Superstitions exist on all levels.
Yeah.
You tell some people that a room is haunted because some people get injured every time they go into it, they're going to believe it's haunted just because of anecdotal evidence.
Well,
Sure.
I think the garage is haunted since nobody wants to fess up to using the tools.
You do realize that the garage has other people that use it?
Well, I know, but nobody around Maryville is fessing up to it.
Why would they fess up to something they probably paid the garage owner to do?
Oh no, the garage owner he's meticulous about putting things away. That's why we
Put up
get along so
cameras.
well.
Yeah, don't we have cameras in there somewhere?
No, it's
No.
not our garage. It belongs to our good friend.
His name's on the sign.
Yep.
Vanover.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Mark Vanover.
You never see Vanover's garage messy.
you weren't there at the beginning. Is all I'm going to say.
Yeah, it's had some rough times, actually.
Well, now it's clean.
And we appreciate that, Ocho.
And everything has a home.
Yes. Except for bodies in our graveyard.
Well,
Exactly.
I meant to talk to you about that. You've raised an interesting topic.
Not too interesting, I hope.
Oh, no, this is horribly interesting. Do you realize we've made no arrangements for where we bury the dead?
Well, I was trying to start a cemetery, but that was undone. So.
But I know, but it raises the whole topic. And now I'm going to have to think about it and where we're going to put the bodies so that they don't get up and walk away when my back's turned.
Yeah.
That happens. You didn't kill him dead enough.
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure Doc knows how to kill him dead. Unless, did we check him for a second heart?
No, I'm pretty sure it was dug up from the outside. I could see the marks around the grave where somebody would have used a shovel. So.
Oh, no, I get it. I'm just wondering if it was what's the word I want to use? If he had a second heart, and some people do. Sometimes it's natural,
They got
sometimes it's
backup
not.
parts.
Yep. So that's the only thing that came to me when we were doing this whole thing was maybe he was just not what we thought he was.
Rusty and I ran an autopsy, so like 2 in a row, effectively. So if there were anything that out of the ordinary, we would have found it. The only thing, again, was that trace of that virus, and that was pretty much it.
Well, now that we've gone private, so to speak, I would take that analysis and run it through one of the national data banks on the side. We have someone who should be able to do that for us.
Yeah, if you think Sin isn't too busy looking something up like that.
Well, it's just a medical database search. We want to know what this matches to, if anything. We have a body with an unknown virus in it, and we're just doing due caution. No one needs to know anything more than that.
And Rusty could get it over to her.
Yeah, I'll talk to her about that, see what we can find. Okay, good idea, guys.
I'm going to take visions and start a patrol.
Okay.
We'll take first patrol.
Nice.
Well, he can try out his new bike.
Vroom vroom.
I'm gonna head home. I'm gonna continue to work on the club and send out some emails for getting some gigs.
That's good.
See y'all tomorrow.
Okay.
And he'll
Hi,
hop in his
Phyllis.
car and drive off.
What do you think about some kind of a curfew? I know that
That's-
wouldn't go over well, but
It's something that we'd have to enforce, and we're already having problems enforcing the law as it is. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of tough.
I wouldn't go that step because number one, it's going to be leaked out, and then you're going to become the news story that you don't want.
too much, huh?
Local mercenary group enforces curfew for a vampire.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that one won't escape the news, not at all. Anyhow, Jerome, I'm going to take the stuff that I had allocated to my good buddy the sheriff,
Okay.
the cuffs for restraints and stuff like that, and go turn that over to him.
Okay.
As well as you saw all the badge making stuff.
Yes.
That's for him to give to his people.
Okay.
He can now make badges. That'll
Badges.
identify.
We don't need those stinking badges.
Uh huh.
Badges are for wimps.
And then I'm going to go, spend some time sitting on the roof in the dark, watching people walk around.
Yeah.
Okay.
And me and Visions were on our bikes, and we're going to be riding around the neighborhood with an eye out for anything unusual.
You'll pardon me, but I'll look the other way because you can be heard a block away.
All right. So you guys go out on your bikes, start taking up on patrol. So as you guys are finished, obviously when you take the stuff over to the sheriff, he's got 3 other people there at this point, because they're obviously, everybody is up and around and ready to start keeping their eyes out locally as well. So he's trying to schedule it where they're showing more enforcement at night as opposed to during the day for the time being. So obviously he's taken that stuff that you give him, and he's going to obviously can't do anything with it right now, but he's going to be putting it to good use here soon. Skulls, as you are wrapping up back at the urgent care, at this point, Rusty has already left.
Okay.
So you can always just text her or whatever if you need any of what it was you're referring to. As you were finishing up, there's a knock. There's a light knock on the door.
So I keep my hand on my gun and I approach the door and go, "Who is it?"
And I posted the picture in the chat.
Yep. Damn. Shame I don't already have a girlfriend.
So go ahead and
so
open the door.
She just kind of waves.
"Hi there. Can I help you?"
She says, "So I changed too much, Doc?"
Oh, yes.
She's like, I'm
Dun,
trying.
dun, dun.
She's like, I'm trying to fit in.
Mary May.
Mary?
And she kind of just shrugs a little sheepishly.
Wow. Hey, I didn't expect you to come back. You were with Syntax. Here, come on in. Have a seat.
Okay. So she walks in and she's still looking around. It's clear that she's still trying to take in everything because it's so much different than what she's used to.
Sure. Yeah. So I get a seat propped up for her, and I hop myself onto a bed, but I'm sitting on it and wow. So yeah, how's it been? How did everything go with Syntax? Was she able to help you get stuff figured out?
She says, I mean, she provided me with a lot of information I could look at and review, and I know she means well, but she doesn't. You know, she's good with computers,
Sure.
and I'm, I guess, kind of like that. So, but I don't feel like a computer.
Right. Yeah. You know what? Um, I want to apologize because I should have been more sympathetic. I should have been more compassionate. That's the whole thing that a doctor or med tech is supposed to do for patients. And you're a being. I shouldn't have treated you the way that I did. Just with
So I
everything we
mean,
had gone through.
she kind of smiles and blushes with that comment. She's like, "That's the first time really anybody's referred to me as a person."
Well, hopefully you're gonna hear that way more often. But hey, so you got your new getup looking good. Did you get here by yourself, or did somebody drop you off?
She says, "No, I downloaded." She says it's kind of weird saying that. I guess that's supposed to be the term. Uh, some program that shows me how to ride a bike.
Oh, oh, wow, that's handy. Yeah, the rest of us we gotta slot in chips in order to actually get any type of perk like that. How good are you at riding it?
Syntax tells me it's, which is I'm still trying to understand why she calls herself that, but um, she says it's moderate.
It's not bad.
I guess it's the equivalent to the highest. They're not called potato chips, right?
No, yeah, it's just a chip. Yeah, I know. It's a lot of the words are similar, but I get you.
She
I
says
get you.
so. It's something like that. I guess it's supposed to be the best that you can do there. So I kind of understand the idea behind the bike. It feels more natural because it's a little bit closer to riding a horse, I think.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense. Just a lot faster, and you don't have to feed
And
it
louder.
oats and louder. Yeah, yeah. Wow. Well, okay. Did she set you up with anything? A place, money, anything like that, or is it just what
No,
you've got in your
I
bike?
it's yeah, I've got that and the bike and then she looks and she says, and this big Herkin thing, she says, I understand the pistol, but these bullets look like they're supposed to kill an elephant.
Yeah, we have a lot of tough people in our time that you probably didn't have to deal with in your town.
Yeah, she's been telling me about that. That's the other thing. So, no, I'm staying there for the time being. I don't have my own place because I'm not legally a person.
Right, right. Wow. Okay. Well, do you do you have any plans on like what you want to do if you're going to be like I don't know traveling or trying to figure yourself out or what?
Well, I don't. I don't really know. I was kind of hoping to get some advice outside of syntax because she seems to think that if somebody finds out who I am, they're going to scoop me up and dissect me and turn me into a chop shop or whatever. I still don't even understand the idea of a chop shop outside of they, I guess, cut up people.
Yeah, yeah, it can be pretty bad. There's different types, and I won't get into specifics, but yeah, her advice of not letting anybody know like what exactly you are or made of, that's on the level. If anybody sees injuries, if you ever have a cut and they see the mechanical parts, they'll probably assume it's cyber tech, it's a replacement, and you just go along with that, just in case anybody starts asking any questions.
Okay,
Um,
I can do that.
yeah, but so you have some bike riding experience. You know what? Hold on a second. And he pops on the comms and goes, "Hey, Amore, buddy, you happen to be up still?"
Amori, who's sitting on the roof half a block away, goes, "Yeah, Doc, I'm still up."
Good, good. So, hey, a friend of MC13's has arrived. Somebody who was meeting with Syntax. And she's actually here in my clinic right now and says that she actually has some motorcycle skills. She doesn't have a job or any way of making her way quite yet. Do you think that she could be a part of that crew you're thinking of making?
Anyone else who's listening hears Maury's long, drawn-out sigh. Doc?
Who knows the thing that happened over at the place?
Doc?
Yes.
Someday you'll change, and I'll be shocked.
Okay. Hey, nobody else is watching us or what have you, so we're in our. I mean, it's up to you. If you think that it's a no-go, if you got
Doc. Remember who made the arrangements and refused to let her be chopped up? That was me.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm the one who said we'll send her to Syntax and we'll see what we see. So now it's come back to bite me in the ass. That's okay. I'm perfectly okay with it. She didn't want the responsibility either. So from this point on, she's a person.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
No. You figure out with her where she came from, who she's related to in the group.
All right.
Okay?
Fair.
We'll build on that. It doesn't have to be greatly detailed.
Sure.
I came from nameless town in the middle of Kansas. I don't care.
Yeah.
It has to match her accent, et cetera, et cetera. Put a little thought into it. That's the basis we'll build on. And then slowly we'll let different aspects come out.
All right. Okay, no problem. I'll get talking to her and we'll drum up a profile, more or less.
Yep. And Doc?
Yep.
She stays with you.
Wow.
Well, all right. She probably would rather stay with us than with Syntax. Apparently, she's got just terrible bedside manner. Surprise, surprise.
Well, surprise. Well, all my rooms are full. I have the Nomad. You get Mary May. I think it's a fair swap.
All right. Fine. You know what? That's fine. All right.
Although, we need to think about who we're going to give to Sam, because she gets the next one. Just don't tell her.
Good call. All right. So he pops off comms and then looks over to Mary May and is like, "Okay, so Mary, unless you've already done this with Syntax, we've got to come up with a background for you, like where you came from, to explain who you are. In our world and in our day and age, if nobody has like a record associated with them, it's suspicious and strange. So we're going to try to avoid that if we can."
She says, no, we haven't done anything like that. She was, I guess, making sure that I didn't have any back doors. But every time that she mentioned that, Rusty snickered, so I don't quite understand why.
There's some jargon and innuendo there. Never mind that for now. You'll get the hang of how all this works. But yeah, okay, well, good. So that sounds like then that you can't be like hacked into remotely. Nobody can take control of you, which is good. That was one of the questions that we had. If she says you got a clean bill of health there, that's good.
Yeah, she made sure to disable net links.
Got it.
It has
Right.
something to do with, and she's like listening around. She says it has something to do with like the radio thing. See, I learned that. That's a radio or playing. That's music, right?
You got it. Yeah, it's a
Because
whole
that doesn't sound anything like what I'm used to.
right. Yeah,
And
it's
then she can hears like that changes. She's like, "Is that guy really screaming?" And it's "Welcome to the Jungle." At this point, yeah, she's like, "Doc, do you really listen to that?"
it grows on you if you give it a chance. I know you probably haven't been used to a lot of different musical genres from Blackwater, but yeah, there's a ton now. So you'll find something you like, and we'll explain how this technology works. Some of it's kind of advanced, but you're a smart cookie. I think we'll figure it out. But in the meantime, let's see if we can come up with a story of where you're from. If that's okay with you.
Sure. Why not where I'm really from?
Well, because that wouldn't make sense to people. They'd want to track it. And Blackwater is not a real location that people live in, if you know what I mean. So we'd have to come up with an actual place people are aware of that people could reference. That way, if you say where you're from, they'll know that it's possible.
Well,
It makes sense.
So she says, but Blackwater really is in Missouri.
Well,
Isn't that a way to make a well, I guess I'm not really lying, but I mean, that would be convincing, right? That's where I'm supposed to be from.
I guess, yeah, the real world counterpart. I guess we'd have to learn a bit about what's actually there now, because it's not going to be anything like your Blackwater. It's going to be different. So
Okay, right.
we'll have to figure that out. But otherwise, yeah, you've got the accent. I'm sure it's about the same over there, so that can work. That can work. Okay, good. Your name. Did you want to still be called Mary May, or did you want to be known as anything else?
She nodded. She's like, I mean, that's my name. I'm. What would you recommend?
Oh, it's really up to you. I mean, you may have heard some people syntax, right? That's not literally her name. It's kind of a.
I got it was a nickname. I just don't understand what it means.
Oh, that's a type of computer coding language. Anyway. It's
So she. I mean, when you say that, she just kind of shrugs. She says, "I'm a computer that doesn't understand computer. This is wonderful."
Don't think of yourself that way, because you're a special type of like processing unit. There's one type of computer that can do things that another can't do, and you're just a specialized version, and like one that's amazingly programmed, honestly. Like none of us have ever seen an android or any type of robotics like you or anyone else that you were with back in Blackwater. Honestly, it's amazing technology.
Yeah, Syntax was saying the same thing. I can't say I fully understand it, but she kept like uncomfortably looking at me.
Yeah, because it's not a typical thing. That there are robots, machines that kind of look like people or different things
Doc,
that can move around.
I think she likes girls.
Oh, that too. Yeah, you'll see that. There's all sorts of types, and people like all sorts of. We're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's focus on your background, and
Okay.
we'll work on that for a little bit, and then hit the hay. Oh, and did you say you had a place already, or did you want to hang out here in Maryvale?
I can stay here.
Sure. Yeah, we've got places.
So she kind of like looks around and she says, "Do you really?" You know?
I mean,
it's
you know,
it's still kind of run down and whatnot looking.
right. Yeah, it's not as classy as you might like, but we're working on renovating and fixing things. It's just taking some
What are
time.
you doing?
If you'd rather not, that's fine. But we could set you up with the place. It shouldn't be that tough.
She's like, I guess that would be. I should probably check with syntax.
Sure, totally.
But I mean, if you guys are okay with it, I'm an adult, respectively speaking.
All right. Yeah. Do you already have a phone or anything to contact syntax?
Oh yeah, she like pats herself down real quick and then feels like in her coat, pulls it out. She says, "This is like really convenient."
Yeah, a lot of our technology tries to make things easier, faster, more convenient. Sometimes it adds more problems, but overall, makes life a little better.
It's like a wire, but without having the wire.
There you go. And that's just a piece of the technology that you will eventually get used to, I'm sure, because it's everywhere.
Okay, so she steps off to the side to make a call to syntax.
Yeah.
Sam?
Present.
I would hope so. Anything you're doing at this point in time?
I need to do some research and see what's happening with Con Ag.
Okay.
So I guess I would probably go home and do that.
Okay, and you are going to do some research. So that would be intelligence and education, general knowledge.
$15.
15. Not too shabby. You're not finding anything like deep cut or whatnot, but you are noticing locally that Con Ag does have a sizable presence here. Let's see.
I remember I had a contact a long time ago. I was supposed to go on a date with him, and then I never did.
Yes, you did. You ghosted him.
Rude.
I'm pretty sure it was a game RP timing issue. Okay, so I will look up Wayne Otsego and see if anything interesting comes up.
Okay. And by the way, Shamrock Farms is tied to Con Ag. Just like
In what way?
Owned.
Owned by Con Ag?
Yep.
Okay. Oh. Hmm. Interesting. Okay.
Okay, so you end up calling, and
I wasn't gonna call him. I was just gonna look him up.
oh, look him up. Okay, so thought you were gonna call him. So how are you looking him up then?
Internet.
Then the only thing you'd find is a brief snippet on the local corporate internet. He is a corpo exec with Con Ag in their HR department.
Okay, I guess I'll call him
Okay,
if I still have his number.
you do. Okay, so it starts ringing. Ring, ling, ling. Ling, 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 ling. And then picks up. And it's, this is Wayne.
Hi, Wayne. Long time no talk. This is Sam. We met at can't remember what restaurant it was. Frilly's. We met at Frilly's some time ago.
He says, oh, yeah. Yeah, I never heard back. So
Sorry about that. Life gets complicated. You know how it goes.
I do, but how can I help you?
Hey, I was just thinking about you and that missed opportunity. Would you like to get drinks sometime?
Why why don't you go ahead and give me a empathy and persuasion fast talk check, or seduction, whichever you would prefer. Why don't you come by my place sometime?
23.
Ooh, which one did you roll?
Persuasion fast
Persuasion
talk.
fast talk. Okay.
It's a little higher.
So, like, he kind of paused for a second and he mulled it over and he says, you're not going to, like, ghost me this time, are you?
I promise I won't.
Okay. Did you have a preference?
Wherever you like.
Are you, so what are you thinking? Are you thinking quick and easy or like actual sit down?
I think a sit down might be nice.
So, he kind of mulls that over real quick and he says, all right, well, there's it gives you the name for it, but there's a nice place in Sky Harbor Airport. I've been meaning to try again.
Yeah, he'll find out that Sam doesn't do anything quick and easy. Smart.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Oh, I already see where this is going.
So she'll say, "Sounds great. See you in an hour."
Oh, he says tonight.
Or
And
another night.
he's like,
fine.
he kind of sputtered a little bit and he says, yeah, sure, of course, tonight.
Oh,
Why not tonight?
I mean, if you want to take a rain check, that
No. Rain checks are for losers.
Okay. All right. I'll meet you there in an hour.
All right then. So you
And
obviously get off the phone with him.
yep. Time to suit up and head down there.
Okay. So you suit up. And how are you suiting up? What are you dressing up in?
Well, first I'm gonna check the place and see what the vibe is. And then I'm gonna match that. So if it's an upscale place, maybe I'll wear something that I got in Night City.
Ooh, there you go.
Something a little fancy.
So let's say there is a 4-star restaurant in the airport that you can go to. That's the one he's referring to. So it is pretty upscale.
Sounds good.
Yeah, let me.
Sam's got a little money burning a hole in her pocket, so she'll. I mean, she probably won't end up paying for this, but she'll. She can handle it either way.
Okay, no problem. All right, so what we'll do then is that's where we're going to stop for the evening, right at 2:30, or at 2:30, 2 hours 30
10:30.
minutes.
AM or PM?
If I'm correct, I believe we are going to have Street Fighter tomorrow night, which also starts at 7 p.m. And then next game coming up is next week on Wednesday, which will be Wednesday the 18th. That will be more Star Wars. And then probably the final games for this particular month will be on next Friday and Saturday, which will be Mythic Savannah and then Marvel Superheroes. So thank you all to who hung out with us tonight. And before we go, we need to do RP votes. So starting from the top, Brittany.
I'm gonna go with Kingpin Amori.
Okay. So we got one for
Seconded.
Amori. Skulls, Dale.
Let's see. I am also gonna go with Maury, actually.
Alrighty. So Justin's, that's 3. Davey.
Amore.
Says too much acclaim. It's like Amore.
That
Sure.
looks unanimous to me.
So
Damn, I was going to go Skulls all the way.
yeah. So 1 for Skulls, and then the rest for Amore. So there you go. And there you go.
Yeah, I was going to go with Amori too.
That's
so
Amori.
It's unanimous. Good job tonight.
Yeah.
So good job. So go
Good job,
ahead.
everyone.
So go ahead and put down 2 additional IP points for your. Or no,
Even though
not
you
2
didn't give
points.
Ocho her presents.
10. Put 10 points down for the RP vote. Ow. Alrighty. That is where we're going to stop for the evening. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you again next time. Good night, guys.
Good night, all.
Good night.
Pleasure.